last week. So what happened on Wednesday was we filled out the seating chart with Isaac at the back table when Zach wasn't here. So wherever you guys are now is fine. This chapter is almost done. Guys, if you look over at the board, which you should have already looked at to fill in your plan book, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, if you didn't fill in your plan book, you should do that. But chapter 5 is going to be over this week. That and the fact that we're just finishing up that video today, I was just kind of figuring, we'll leave the teams alone. We'll let them keep being that team. But maybe I don't really see a point in redoing the teams for tomorrow. And then Jenga will obviously have different teams for Jenga, still determined by the cards. And then we get to the next chapter, which will actually be chapter 7. We're going to skip chapter 6. When we get to the next chapter, we'll do new teams again. We'll probably have 2 different teams through that chapter. But so for today, let's check 5-2-1, and then let's dive into 5-2-3. So if you are sneakily doing your homework, I guess if you're doing 5-2-1, you could keep doing that, because I guess if it's not done, it's not done. But here we go, 5-2-1. And if it's not done, of course, this answer key is in Schoology. This answer key is also going to be in my video. It's available to you. I'm going to zoom out for a second to show the graph that corresponds with 29. So real quick, go look at the graph that corresponds with 29, and then we'll come back to the other ones. So you should see an intersection point out here in what is quadrant 3. I wondered if that's what you were about to come ask. Because you were out which days? Thursday and Friday. Were you here Wednesday? Yeah, because you told me I was leaving shortly. Oh, that's probably what happened. So you need 2-1 and 2-2. I have 5-1 and 1, 5-1, 2. Okay, so you need 2-1 and 2-2. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to leave us just zoomed in on that graph. So hopefully it makes sense how to get that graph on your paper. If not, you probably want to seek some help or come work with me, or maybe come to math lunch. So, yeah, it's open to anybody. You don't have to be behind. You don't have to be like invited by me, even though when I invite kids, it's not really much of an invitation. It's more of a suggestion. But yeah, at lunch, especially as the weather gets crappy and the cafe kind of fills up, which we have a bigger cafeteria now than we used to. But back in the day, our cafeteria was like the size of 2 classrooms put together. It was really small. So I started offering up down in a part of the building that essentially where the kitchen is now. That's where the old cafeteria was, but you wouldn't even recognize the old building. As the weather gets crappy, as people get tired of just sitting in the cafeteria and eating lunch, and especially as people get behind, if you want to do math at lunch, come on down here. You can even skip the line and tell them I'm going to math lunch because lunch isn't that long and we want to be efficient. But if you do that and you aren't coming to math lunch, you will be at the end of the line for a week. That, or you can just have lunch detention. So we're not going to turn this into a thing where people lie about it. But if you want to come to math lunch, feel free to skip the line so you can come down here and get as much time as possible to work on math. Yes?
I got a slightly different answer than 18 miles. I got 21 miles for C.
I thought I turned this alarm off.
I know.
Sorry, for which one, C?
Oh, not 20. I got
28?
Not 28. I got 20. But that doesn't.
No, but you're talking about problem 28, right?
What?
Are you talking about problem 28, though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to verify.
I got 18. I got 18.
So guys, it's totally fine. Whatever you got close to 18, because guys, you're trying to use this physical graph and make like a prediction line, and it's going to depend on if you like just used your pencil or used a ruler and a pencil or things like that. So like if Leslie continues at her straight linear pace, so if I was you trying to solve this problem, I would have grabbed a ruler, which not all of you are going to take that effort, because if it's not at your desk, you'll probably be like, meh, who cares? I know the apathy of middle schoolers. Now, not all of you, right? Some of you go above and beyond and everything else. But if we extend this line with a ruler, and then say at 3 p.m., we could go up to 3 p.m. and meet our line. So yeah, that's why it is approximate. And actually, I don't know if we have to extend her line. We can honestly just use this ruler to go up and then go over. So actually, sorry, I was looking at E, not C, but for C, if we go across, it's less than 20. It's definitely less than 20. So if you wrote down 20, you were just letting yourself round up or letting your eyes kind of jump up. So something less than 20 for C. Yeah, Bryson?
Is it okay if I kind of round it up for the rate? Because I saw the 257, but I rounded up to 2.6.
That's fine. Yeah, that's why. Approximate, guys. Any of these squiggly equals, if you're close to it, that's what the squiggly equals means.
Also, I just put like 19 to 20 minutes.
Bryson.
It wasn't that.
The squiggly equals. Please do not ask every time your answer is close to what it's supposed to be close to. If you're close to that answer, you're good. I love your attention to detail, but you guys have to it's okay. And I actually just wrote about this in a paper that I just submitted this morning. Math is not about getting the one right answer. Yes, when you're solving a problem, you're looking for an answer. But math is about understanding the process. So that's why sometimes our answers are a little bit rounded, especially because if you round this in the process, or if you don't, your answer will be slightly different. All right, down to the other questions. In 31, you were asked to solve for X, solve for W, and then solve for M. And I don't know where, there's D. Y equals negative 3X. Questions. And yes, 30 was back on the front. Occasionally homeworks go out of order because I make these homeworks and I do not want them to be more than a page if avoidable.
You also put a little note on.
I know. We go out of order here for spacing. Well, that's because the first year when I didn't, kids were all they lost their mind that I skipped 29. I was like, oh my gosh, flip the paper. Yes.
I did not understand B for number 31.
B, like this one. So, in that one, to isolate our W, we have the negative 3 multiplied by it and the 9 added with it. So, if we know we want to get rid of everything with the W, but keep just one W, now there's a bunch of different ways to do this. But the kind of most straightforward way would be to subtract 9 from both sides to get rid of that plus 9. We would now have P minus 9 over on the left-hand side. Or you could write P plus negative 9 equals negative 3W. We would divide everything by negative 3. Everything. So this will be negative 1/3 P or P over negative. Or, guys, this is 1W. So this is your answer. Now, can that be simplified? Well, it kind of depends on what we call simplified. So, this is why that's what they have as their answer, is when we go to quote-unquote simplify it, it will become negative 1/3 P plus, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Because a negative divided by a negative, right? So that is also a correct way to have your answer negative 1/3 P plus 3. So.
Is the same as P over negative 3 plus 3?
Yep. All same forms of the same expression. Well, all different forms of the same expression. Sorry, my bad. Are we ready to learn about a chubby bunny and a skinny kitty?
Chubby bunny kitty method.
If the homework's done, do not turn it in. Keep it in your binder. We're turning in homeworks on Fridays now. I mean, you can turn it in early if you want, just whatever you have. When do you leave? Because I have my note for you.
I leave Wednesday.
So I need to give you your stuff tomorrow. Okay. I mean, I have it all like ready for you. Aside from I haven't totally decided on the mastery, and then I'll have to like the Desmos isn't live yet, but just once it's live, it'll be live for you. All right. So you need out some graph paper, and you need out 5, 2, 3. I know that kitty needs someone to give him some milk.
Oh, we went camping this weekend.
Nice. Yeah.
We found like a kitty, like we went to our campsite.
Probably just a wildcat.
No, because my sister said he came out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
We fed him a hot dog.
So we have this situation for 5, 2, 3 involving a chubby bunny and a chubby kitty. Would anyone like to read? Yes or no? By the way, Bradley, you and your koala erased like half my board. When you walked away, the dry erase board beside you, I realized like your koala had rubbed up against it and like erased it. It was just kind of funny. I had to laugh later when I realized how it got erased.
Wait, what koala?
All right, do you want to read the chubby bunny problem here, Bradley?
Use tables and graphs to find and check the solution for the problem below. Barbara has a bunny that weighs 5 pounds and gains 3 pounds per year. Her cat weighs 19 pounds and gains 1 pound per year. When will the bunny and cat weigh the same amount?
So the first thing I would probably do, since we're talking about two different situations, let's make the blue bunny, I guess. All right, so Barbara has a bunny that weighs, guys, I would highlight if I was you. And because of that, I put all the bins back out. Her kitty, now we'll assume that it's a healthy cat, it's just a small one. Her cat, whoa, weighs 19 pounds and gains 1 pound.
That's
That is
one
not a
fat
skinny
cat.
kitty. That's not healthy.
Dude, my cat's fatter than that.
So,
I have a cat. My cat's like it was really fat, so then it's always put on my diet. It says heavy cat weight is
So, your task, and you've got a little bit more on your paper than what you have up here. Your task is to figure out using algebra when will the cat and the rabbit weigh the same.
Oh, wait,
I'm going to give you like probably, I don't know, I doubt you need more than like 3 minutes, so I'll check in on like 3 minutes. All right, go for it.
wait, this is like the racing dots thing you gave us on Desmos.
I wonder if these things are somehow related. I wonder if that was like planned.
Possible. Very possible.
It's okay if you didn't do the Desmos right, because back then you weren't expected to really know this yet.
It's still confusing, but I figured it out more. I honestly still don't. I don't even.
That space on your paper is for your work, right? That big open space on your paper is for your work.
Can we just do it on graph paper?
I mean, you can, but then if it's on your homework paper, it's on your homework paper. Look back at it. No, if you worked on one similar to this,
I know, like something like this.
something like this.
5 is the base.
Guys, you are in a team for a reason.
But Kate is not going to remember how to do that.
Then move up with Lucy.
So if we look at the rules before that, it literally shows us the world
Bunny equals kitty. Wow. It's almost like the thing you wrote up on the. What year did you start?
Dry erase board, and then I got some help with the art because I am not an artist.
Where did you start? I'm just gonna say it started.
Colin, what do we know about the bunny? Weighs 5 at the start, gains 3 pounds every year. Now, guys, I would avoid using Y unless like you really want to, because Y is often our other variable, right? The thing thing that's like in charge of everything. So you could use X, you could use Z, you could use whatever, you could use T for time, right? So actually, as we start to do these time problems, we will often use T for time, but be careful. What's dangerous about using T? Noah?
It looks like
It looks like
the plus symbol.
a plus symbol. So if you're going to use T, my advice would be use an uppercase T. And Val, what do we know about the kitty?
The kitty is 19 pounds and it gets a pound per year.
Gained 1 pound per year. So again, T using that same variable. Zach, do you got any thoughts on what we could do here? No? None at all? All right, we'll shuffle you back in. Caden, you got any? Not here. Bryson, you got any thoughts?
Oh, not really.
So,
Yeah,
got any thoughts?
I just made a graph because that was the best word.
Well, I know, but this didn't say solve for graphs. It says use tables in a graph, I guess.
So then you find what they intersect.
Well, but I didn't give you a graph on your paper to use. So that was kind of. Oh, you had to use graph paper, man. You had to like be not lazy to do this. But actually, you worked harder than you needed to. So we don't need a graph here.
Candy!
I know, right?
Candy!
Lucy, you got an idea?
So I did, like the 5 plus 3x and then 19 plus x. So I subtracted 5 so that it was just 3x equals 14 plus x.
If you didn't do this yet, do what Lucy's telling us to do.
Oh, so then I had 3x equals 14 plus x. So then I subtracted 1x. So then I had 2x equals 14.
Does it matter that I used a different variable than?
It doesn't.
Does not matter. Thank you,
So
Lucy.
then I divided everything by 2 so that I got x equals 7. And then Sam checked it.
And that's correct.
With fancy algebra.
Look at that teamwork right there.
Teamwork.
Man, we have a picture of my fraternity beating the football fraternity in college at a tug of war that we like made a meme that says teamwork makes the dream work, but it's a bunch of like music majors beating the football players, and that was like one of the best moments in my life. So, guys, this is what we've been doing. You've done this. Like all of you. I mean, unless you really have avoided doing classwork and haven't done any of your homework. But when you have constant variable, now I would have started the process getting rid of the smaller variable. I probably would have subtracted 1t first. But did Lucy end up at the same place I would have? Yeah. So it doesn't matter that Lucy took a different order. This is absolutely what we want to do. And you have the reminder of the algebra mat on your paper. So, hang on just a second, Sam. If you need to draw a reminder for yourself, remind yourself, I can remove an x from both sides, right? I can start by getting rid of one of those x's. Then I could remove 5 from both sides. Then I'd have 2x equal to 14, and that's how we solve these algebra problems. Sam.
So, I, for the 541, I just did minus 5 and minus 1x at the same time.
You can. Now remember, I just cautioned you that's opening the trap door. But yeah, so here's your reminder of why we did what we did. Now, so, can I borrow what you have?
Me? What?
Yeah.
I didn't finish it.
Your graph?
And I scribbled it out. You told me that I didn't have to use it, so I scribbled it out.
Well, but could you have?
Yeah.
Could you have told me to take a hike and I'm going to do it my way and like just do a graph and like?
Yeah.
You don't talk to
I
your
learned
superior
something.
like that though.
I'm not your superior. I'm your teammate. I'm just older than you. So then, could we have like made one of those tables for like weight of cat, weight of bunny, weight of cat, weight of bunny? Could we have made one of those tables?
That's what he did.
You what? Okay, so but would it work?
Yeah.
It would work. So wait, what you're saying is like some strategies are better than others?
Some strategies are faster than others.
So, on your graph paper, you have all... Hey, hold up. We're going to make this one a race. You have all of the information necessary. I want to see which team gets to an answer first. I'm done talking. You're up. You're gonna leave Bryson working alone though. I don't know if that's good for your eyes to only have one shaded. I would either go both or none. Okay, like well, yeah, but I would either both eyes or none. But if that is stopping you from getting your work written down, you know that that's the thing that disappears. So if your work taken care of first. Are you talking to me? Oh, okay, good. So now what worries me is that you don't have the, oh, you do over here. Okay, good. Sweet. Would you guys be happier if I highlight? Can we use like P or R instead of Y? Yeah. Yeah, you could use like a purple elephant. Then when will they have equal populations? So if we scroll down to C, we're actually trying to figure out when will they have equal populations, right? If I scroll on down to C. So step one, write your equations. Write your equations. Then step two, when, like in how many years, or will it be a partial amount of years, when will the populations be the same? And what will that population be? Right, so I'm going to scroll back up because I can't show everything at the same time. Whoa, she said just.
Sorry. Well, you just said that.
Oh. I told you guys the difference between a piano and a glue stick and a tuna fish, right? I told you guys that one? Okay. Yeah. Why are you coming to check with me? Wait, x equals 105? So you mean in 105 years, you have something wrong in your original equations, and then everything past that is going to be wrong because something in the original equations is wrong. Which two groups think they're done? Confer with each other. Confer with the other group that thinks they're done.
Who else thinks they're done? I think I might be done. Who else thinks they're done? We're done. Highly done, right?
Yeah, wait. So 5.7.
Oh, I think I might have missed it. I have my notes. Wait, we're still.
Hey, are you gonna like
So
here?
So up to here.
I mean, are you going to like go there or no?
Okay.
Well, then I guess you can't be mad at them if they're doing the same thing as you.
I got that. So right? And then you just divide these. And then I got
Did you recognize that Richmond is shrinking?
Yes.
And that means subtraction. If we set P equal to R, also two variables that look dangerously similar, we would have 1160 plus 22x equals 1900 minus 15x. Oh, Zach, it's everything you've been waiting for. Your card to come back up. What is the best way to start this sort of equation solving? There's four options, but there is a best.
Me personally.
You personally.
I would subtract 15x.
You would? subtract 15x. All right, so we'll get negative 30x over here.
From both sides.
Okay, great.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, hold on.
And I like.
You want to run that back?
Yeah.
We'll run that back. Zach, you personally, everyone forget the last 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Zach, you personally,
Yeah.
we're back in that moment before you said subtract 15x. What would you personally do?
Add 15.
Oh, you would add 15x. Man, if only that was like the first thing somebody had made us look at.
If only.
If only.
The under.
Man, missed opportunities. 1160 plus now 37x equals 1900. Now, Annabelle, what would you personally do? Subtract 1160. Guys, and if you got some crazy answers like 105 years or something, that's when your brain has to analyze, wait a minute, does that make sense? 900 minus 160, 740?
Yeah.
Tell me when I'm wrong, because that happens for sure. And what do we do now? Anybody but Sam, your card's up? Yeah, I knew you probably had moved on from this problem.
X equals. Should I say it?
Sure.
X equals 20.
20
And then we just
What?
20 for X. 20 years. 20 years.
years. No naked numbers. We're going to start to get better about that. No naked numbers. Questions on this? What questions? You were like in time with me. Any questions? All right, hold up. I got another. Try this. So, hold on. Hey, this again is going to try to keep you on your toes, because if you fell in the trapdoor last time, it was probably that minus that got you. So, imagine your school planted 2 trees when it was first opened. Like us, 16 years ago, right? One tree, a ficus, was 6 feet tall when it was planted and has grown 1.5 feet per year. I guess I'll probably pick a color for that.
Pick brown.
That would look gross.
You're saying that like that was
To highlight with brown. Let me just smear some brown on this right here. The other tree, an oak, was grown from an acorn on the ground. On the ground. On the ground.
That's spelled wrong.
What is spelled wrong?
Brown.
Ground. Grown.
What do you mean?
Ground. I don't think
You
it's
spelled
spelled wrong.
No, you spelled ground GROWD.
In the ground, like
Okay, moving on.
An acorn in the ground would make so much more sense.
No, how would it get in the ground?
Because they planted it.
Guys,
They just dropped the acorn on the ground.
most plants that end up in weird places, do you know how they end up there?
Squirrels.
Well, no, yeah, probably.
They
But
just
not
naturally
even,
get
no, like, not even the biggest way that plants travel, bird poop.
Gravity.
Oh, yeah.
Birds eat the berries or whatever, and they poop out the seeds, and the seeds hit the ground, and it starts growing from on the ground, from literally on top of the ground. So, try it. You won't need 5 minutes, but you got 5 minutes max. When will the 2 trees be the same height? When will the 2 trees be the same height? And how tall are they? Not finished.
What? Yes.
And how tall are they? I know you can get to your answer probably real quick.
Oh.
And how tall are they?
Wait, so
I wonder if like writing down some work would help us figure out that we had made a mistake. I'm gonna let you keep making your mistakes or push back against it as much as you want. Eventually, I hope you'll come around. I'll let you have the time that you want.
Oh, I got it. I am doing. I am doing.
we're supposed to work together. We're not using the table.
Using O as a variable is dangerous, right? Using O looks like a 0. So just be careful.
Use Ken.
I just use X on both sides. I use X, yeah, exactly. I use X every time.
You could look, or anyone know the actual like scientific name of an oak tree? Like I don't.
Brown tree.
Oh, he is
Brown tree.
Oak Maximus.
So, Zach said instead we'll use brown. It's a brown tree. So clever. So clever. Violet, what do we start by doing here? I'm not ready to do that yet. All I have is my equations. What do I need to do with those equations? This is what in math is known as what we've been practicing today.
Chubby bunny kitty.
No. Funny enough, math decided not to use that name.
Why?
This is the nickname for what in math is known as the equal. Algebra is a much bigger umbrella. Equal values method.
They should have just
Guys, so
called it
this
Chubby
that we have been doing, when somebody says use the equal values method, what that means is we start by saying, okay, F is equal to B. Right? So ficus is equal to our brown tree. And then we set up everything we know. I don't really need the 0 plus, so I'll just leave that out. All right, I'm going to give you a shot to redeem yourself. Zach, the best starting option here. The best starting option here. Give you a chance to redeem yourself. You can always pass if you want, but there's a best option here. Do you know the best option?
I do not.
Mason?
Minus 1x on both sides.
-1x?
Really?
0.5x.
One.
1.5.
1.5x. So, why? Hold on. Why is that the best method, Mason? It's the one that's closer to 0. The one that's close. Now, it's not right versus wrong, but it is best. So 6 equal to, wait, point. How do I? What? Colin? Oh, multiply by 2. That's how we get back to 1x. Now wait, 12 what? 12 what? Years. And then we plug that back in. So in 12 years, well, how tall will the ficus be? Or how tall will the oak tree be in 12 years? 24. Double check that. What's 12 times 1.5? 12. 18 plus another 6. They both equal 24. So we know since they both equal 24, we are good.
Wait, what? That made
When you plug in 12,
Oh, got it.
to either of the equations that we had built,
Why are we plugging in 12?
because that's the answer we got for what x equals. So what we found is the, no you're not, you're learning. What we found, and anybody, is the x value that should, but hey, we're humans, we make mistakes, should make the ficus equal to the brown tree. We then plug it back in to not only the brown tree, but the ficus, and we double check, do both of those come out to be the same? And yes, they both come out to be 24. Cool? Other questions? Lucy.
The next one, can you please highlight it with brown? I just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, highlighter's brown. I want to see poopy smears on the board. Yeah.
Wow, the maturity of middle school.
Please judge us all by him.
Alright, where is poop?
That's 2, right? That's not healthy.
Poopies.
Depends what you've been eating. If you've been eating blueberries, that'll make it more purple.
Dude, corn is the only thing that actually makes it through your stomach alive.
There's lots of things that can make it.
You need to push OK.
Like that
Oh. You're right. So this was called the Eat Fine. We'll keep adjusting our poop color.
Orange.
More orange.
Dude, my food
Go to your next class.
Oh, class is over?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I mean, I knew class was almost over.
I
Every
put
now and then, you just gotta
rainbow.
let kids have a little bit of fun.
Mr. Hudson, I put rainbow.
Have you seen the Squatty Potty commercial?
Yes,
With the unicorns pooping?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Spotty Potty.
No, I thought it was poop surprise.
Yeah.
In the morning while we were eating breakfast.
Oh no.
Mr. Hudson,
What made us watch the whole thing?
It is funny though.